Let's say right now you play like Torian Prince, but you want to play like Steph Curry. Obviously, you got to get off that couch, hit the gym, and put in the work to be great. But in this video, I'm going to rattle off my top supplements for basketball players to help with performance and recovery. Now, something I want to mention is that medications and supplements are not generally recommended for anyone under the age of 18. However, some of these supplements are extremely well studied and shown to be safe. So I'll just say which ones I would take if I were under 18 and which ones I would wait to take until at least 18 years old. Also, leave in the comments if you take any supplements or if you have any questions on a particular supplement to improve your performance in basketball. With that being said, let's get started. Number 1, creatine. Possibly the most studied supplement of all time. This is a no-brainer for any basketball player looking to improve muscle synthesis, performance, and explosiveness. Creatine is an essential supplement because it helps with increasing energy levels and stamina during these short bursts and moments of explosiveness you need on the basketball court. For example, you get the rebound and immediately initiate a fast break. Creatine helps with performance during these sprints throughout the course of a game. Also, recently, more studies have come out showing its benefits on brain health, so creatine has become basically a staple in everyone's supplement stack for its many benefits. This is something I would take probably around 13 or 14 years old, about the same time I would start lifting weights. Once you hit your teens, the competition starts getting taller and stronger, and you have to keep up by hitting the weight room and putting on muscle, and adding creatine will help saturate your muscles and help with muscle recovery. I would pretty much guarantee every single professional athlete and the majority of amateur athletes that are serious about improving their skills supplement with creatine on a daily basis. If you only had the budget for one supplement and wanted the best bang for your buck, this would be the one. And the one to stick to is creatine monohydrate. Next up, protein. If you're hitting the weight room, you better be sure you're eating enough protein. All that hard work in the gym is going to build your muscles at a snail's pace if you're not getting enough protein in your diet. Generally speaking, you'd want around 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram in body weight or 1 pound of protein per pound in body weight. So if you weigh 70 kilograms, which is about 150 pounds, you'd want 150 grams of protein per day. If you're able to eat that many grams of protein per day from your diet alone, then you don't need a protein powder. But most of us are going to get sick of 6 ounces of chicken breast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day very quickly. So the 1 or 2 scoops of protein powder help with that. Now remember, protein isn't only important when you're trying to gain weight and put on muscle, it's also important when you're trying to lose weight. Because when you lose weight, you want to get rid of fat, not muscle. As a basketball player, you want your body fat to be below 20%. Protein will help you maintain or at least lose a minimal amount of muscle while you're in a caloric deficit. If you want to focus on foods high in protein instead of supplementing with protein powder, then lean meats like chicken breast, turkey, and low-fat beef are good options. Also, fish is a great source of protein. Figure out how much protein you're getting in your diet and use a protein powder to get the remaining amount of protein you need if you're below that 1 gram of body weight in pounds threshold. Next up is an interesting one, and that is caffeine. Caffeine can not only help you focus, but also it prolongs performance during high-intensity physical exercise. Looking at this graph, it also helps us tolerate longer levels of blood lactate. Lactate is what builds up during high-intensity exercise, and once it reaches a certain amount, fatigue really starts settling in. So caffeine's ability to basically raise those levels helps with stamina. Now for dosing, generally caffeine is taken at 3 to 6 milligrams per kilogram or 1.3 to 2.7 milligrams per pound. So for a 70 kilogram or 150 pound person, that equates to 210 to 420 milligrams of caffeine. A single shot of coffee has about 64 milligrams of caffeine, so basically 200 milligrams would be a triple shot. If you are interested in taking caffeine, start low and slowly go up as necessary because caffeine can cause anxiety and jitteriness at high doses. And obviously those are not desirable during a basketball game. According to this study, which summarized the results of a bunch of studies, caffeine can effectively improve sports performance, muscle strength and resistance, anaerobic performance, the height of vertical jump, and short-term high-intensity exercise. This is everything you need to improve if you're a basketball player. Caffeine, as I'm sure you all know, works immediately, or else you wouldn't see people wake up and instantly go to the coffee maker every single morning. So since it works very quickly, you'd want to take this close to when you're playing basketball or during a workout, about 45 minutes before. Caffeine is probably something I wouldn't mess with, especially at high doses if I was under 18 though. Teenagers under 18 are recommended to stay under 100 milligrams of caffeine per day. So I would stay under that if I really wanted to take it, and I would skip on off days or light workout days and limit my consumption overall. But again, at the high school level, I probably would skip caffeine pills altogether. All right, number 4 is beta-alanine. About 5 grams a day of beta-alanine will help with performance and endurance. Now, obviously, basketball is not a super high endurance sport like running a marathon, since there's a lot of stoppage in basketball, but making sure you don't get tired throughout the course of the game is extremely important. Similar to caffeine, beta-alanine can help you last longer and fatigue less quickly. The difference between beta-alanine and caffeine, however, is caffeine is more to help with stamina for those short bursts, while beta-alanine helps more with long-term endurance. Now, from the supplements I mentioned, creatine and protein are essential, I would say. Caffeine, like I mentioned earlier, is not essential, and I probably wouldn't touch it unless I was a D1 athlete or something to that nature. And beta-alanine is somewhere in the middle. It's extremely cheap and safe since it's just an amino acid. And also, it's similar to creatine in that it does take time for your body to build up enough beta-alanine for it to actually make a difference. It takes about a month of supplementing both creatine and beta-alanine until their effects start to show. So it's very important to take this every single day, whether you're practicing, have a game, or it's an off day. Now, some honorable mentions that are not really specific to basketball that pretty much everybody should be taking. First is a good quality multivitamin. Most of us don't get enough vitamins and minerals through our diet, so covering our bases with a good quality multivitamin is essential. This becomes especially important when you're in a caloric deficit, because when you're eating less calories, you're not getting the micronutrients that your body needs at their minimum amount. So taking a good quality multivitamin will cover all your bases in that regard. Next is a good quality omega-3 fish oil supplement. You want to make sure that this has a high amount of EPA and DHA. This will help reduce inflammation and is a very beneficial supplement overall for just, health and longevity. I have other videos on omega-3s that you can check out in more detail in the channel. I'll link them in the description. A good brand is Viva Naturals and Sports Research for omega-3. And lastly, we have electrolytes. Staying hydrated is extremely important as well, but also getting adequate electrolytes during your workout is crucial. The most important ones being sodium, potassium, and magnesium, as these are mostly what we sweat out during workouts. Also, they help with muscle recovery and muscle soreness. Gatorade is obviously a very popular electrolyte drink, but it's packed with sugar, so a low sugar option would be Gatorade's sugar-free version or Element or Liquid IV. Just again, make sure the specific one you're buying is sugar-free if that's a concern of yours. Electrolytes don't need to be taken every single day. They're mostly for a pick-me-up in the middle of an intense workout or game. Now, make sure the supplements you are purchasing have a certificate of analysis and are NSF certified, so you are sure that whatever is listed on the bottle is what you're taking. Lots of shady companies out there that could be putting steroids or extra caffeine or God knows what in their supplements. You never want to take something unknowingly. Like for example, let's say someone wanted to take steroids or HGH. You'd want that under the supervision of a physician who's monitoring your blood work and dosing to make sure you're not putting too much or too little inside of your body and your health is not at risk. Speaking of performance-enhancing medications, I will make a separate video going over the safe use of performance-enhancing drugs, so subscribe to the channel if you want that kind of content as well. Those are my top supplements specifically for basketball players to help with performance and muscle building and recovery. If you have any questions or recommendations for other supplements, please leave them in the comments, and I'll see you all next time.